Executive coaching is very personal, much more personal than training workshops designed to serve a group of people. It also tends to be more expensive than training workshops when calculated on a per-person basis. This naturally means that the beneficiaries of executive coaching are often executives themselves or senior people targeted for top jobs in the future. So what should a client look for when selecting an executive coach or training provider? Beyond competency, subject matter expertise, and experience, there's 3 deal breakers to address early in the relationship. They're confidentiality, discretion, and ethics. Number 1, confidentiality. Confidentiality, although important, is frequently overlooked when an outside provider is entrusted with closely held information. In training workshops, and especially in executive coaching, trainers and coaches often learn details about an organization's strategic plan, customer lists, competitive advantage, market differentiators, acquisition and divestment goals, new product launches, employee relations issues, customer complaints, risk exposure, and the list goes on. While it may seem like common sense to assume that a training vendor or executive coach would maintain confidence, common sense is not always common practice. In an unregulated industry, populated heavily by extroverts who sometimes speak first and think later, the risks of your confidential information ending up in the wrong hands are higher than you might like to think. Number 2, discretion. Similarly, a track record on discretion is also worth investigating. While confidential information is often black and white, can be shortlisted, contractually agreed, and enforced, discretion is a more elusive topic. Discretion is the ability to determine what to share and with whom. It's about caution, judgment, and good taste in communication. How important is it that the relationship itself be kept confidential? Will a vendor reveal your relationship and the nature of the coaching goals to others, perhaps to your competitors? What type of conversations are taking place around the water cooler? What is being revealed in small talk during networking or other social interactions? Do the communications shared in the coaching relationship stay in the coaching relationship? Are your experiences and thoughts shared in training or coaching finding their way into other training and coaching relationships the practitioner has without your permission? Number 3, ethics. The word ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means character. Many professions have highly detailed and enforceable codes of behavior for their members. Some of these codes have been incorporated into the law. Generally, failure to comply with a code of professional ethics may result in expulsion from the profession or some lesser sanction. Since there is no widely accepted code of ethics shared across the coaching and training profession, it is a topic that should be discussed prior to embarking on an executive coaching relationship. A decade ago, the fields of corporate training and executive coaching were struggling to define themselves and their value. Today, they are mature and contribute meaningfully to business success. Now an established and respected function, corporate training and executive coaching can be proud and must also realize that with maturation comes responsibility. In the absence of regulation, self-regulation is imperative. If practitioners fail to hold themselves and their colleagues to high standards, they risk the day when regulations are imposed upon them by a third party in the wake of a scandal. To date, the professional associations that number trainers and coaches among their members have done little to influence industry-wide standards. For those of us who take the trust placed in us by clients very seriously, we anxiously await the day when confidentiality, discretion, and ethics are the norm in the corporate training and executive coaching industry. Until then, caveat emptor.